All right, good evening. Welcome to the first stream of 2026. This is going to be one of, now that we've done all the long ones for the Christmas holiday, I'll be trying to finish up 2008 and some other stuff with a bunch of shorter ones going from here on out. So today we got a slightly long set. It's taken from a 2008 trip that mostly involves photos from the Schenectady area. Some going up, some going down, including the Albany station, stuff like that. I've got my track diagrams for the area up, so we can get going here um, and see if we can get this out in a reasonable amount of time. So let's begin. Here we start on Amtrak on the way up. Here we have Hudson Tower before when it was still looking reasonably. So Hudson closed in 2003, so it just closed. Today, it's unfortunately 20 years later, it's looking a little ratty. Broken windows. I don't think it's in any danger of demolition, but I hope that they start working to clean it up. One interesting thing about Hudson Tower is that it's actually where there's a break in mileage. The original New York, Pennsylvania Railroad would go to Jersey Avenue, and then when they built when that sort of went away and it goes to Penn Station, they had to have the break in mileage happens at Hudson. So I believe from Jersey City it would be milepost 7.2. To New York Penn or Sunnyside or wherever that's. Oh, the zero's in New York. It goes out to, it'll be milepost 8.6. So basically, you go past 2 milepost 7.2s. But you can see the little sign there of the mileage at the exact point where the mileage is. Pretty neat little whatever that is. Bit of trivia. Some of these photos get to be I have a lot of the sorry, there we go. There we go. Except maybe I want a little bit adjust the color on that. Okay, there we go. Here we have HM Tower at Croton Harmon. I think this is right after unlike Amtrak, they actually put a little bit of money into old HM, or unlike other stuff. Well, what's that behind it? Wow, an FL9. I can't see the number. I'm gonna have to do some Google here. I think they're the 2400 series. 2000 to 2059 C dot. Okay, so it's 20XX. Okay, I can't tell which one it is, but that's good enough. Sort of weird windows here. Yeah, that's interesting that I didn't notice there was an FL9 in this picture. And here we have another one. In this one, you can actually see some of the old GP35Rs back there in the diesel yard. Right there. It looks like number 10 something. 107, 102. I think that's number 107 and number 102. In addition to the New Haven, the FL9 there. Trying to figure out when those. I could probably look up when they left service. Yep, just another example of interesting things I find in these old videos. Not videos, photos. Yep, everything's good. Next should be a picture. Oh, this is the substation. I think that I actually have a substation number for this. I was actually today I was doing weird stuff looking into I was trying to figure out some stuff with the New Haven electrification system today. That ate up a lot of my morning. I'm zooming in here trying to find Croton Yard. There's the old GM plant in Terrytown. There it is. Yes, that's the so this is still an active substation. It's an old one. It's substation A34. Yeah, this is still an active third rail substation. There's the transformers outside. Little backlit, but you know what you're gonna do. Actually, I should look through some of my photos here. Huh. Oh, actually, I think I know where they would be. Huh. So now I have to go find the actual thing. So I have a thing where I was getting Metro North substation photos, but it's quite a bit more frequently than they were. Oh, man. It was... There it is. Oh, I looked in the wrong thing. That's right. Okay, hold on. Yeah, Metro North substation S34. This is the signaling substation, the equivalent to this this one here, but this is a main traction substation. There we go. Yeah, it's cool that some of these old new Metro North. So unfortunately, Metro North has decommissioned most of the New Haven substation thing, just replaced them with little modular buildings that are completely nondescript and pointless. But it's nice that they have some of the New York Central Hudson Line and or electric substations in operation. Here I have CD Tower, just not a good photo of it. Of course, this is from the side of the train. All right, there we go. Okay, that works. Next. So we cut ahead. I don't think I took the train all the way to Schenectady, but I'm sure that I didn't. So basically, we cut ahead all the way to Schenectady. So what is not shown in these photos are a whole bunch of stuff from the Adirondacks. There's no real point for me to redo those. I also went to Saratoga Racetrack. This is stuff that I used to have the luxury of including, but I don't need to redo those. That's just family photos and stuff. But I can cut ahead to this Amtrak Hudson Line thing. So this has all been replaced by the new Schenectady station that has I don't know, is it low level or a high level platform? I would assume it would be. Like if they weren't dumb, they'd be high level, but I don't know, they might still have a lot of freight issues going through it. So here we have CP160, the old CP160. Again, the new CP, they've extended. There used to be there's you can see here. Yeah, so there's the D&H. There's the D&H signals. There's this one little there's one sort of facing switch. What is this? Yeah. You get one. It's sort of hard to. It's when you look at the picture, it looks like this is like a crossover, and that even though it looks like a crossover there, and then a second place where the two tracks come together, it's signaled as a single cross the two switch. And there's the D&H all the way over there. So that signal is okay. And so one of these have alternate things. One of them is real. One of them is not. What did I just do? I'm not sure which is the real one. It's labeled 6W, so I'm assuming it is. That's what it is. So I'm going to go with 6W. What the heck? All right. This is definitely summer. You can see how bright it is. Which switch is that? That is the 3B. Yeah, it's not even visible. Ah, nuts! So we have our 6W dwarf and the 3B, the 3B switch. The Schenectady station, as you can see, did used to serve the D&H. They all came through there. There was a pretty giant interlocking tower. It was a GRS NX type machine, like big console type interlocking. I was scoping it out right before I came over. The Schenectady one. Yeah, here's the NX machine. There's the D&H part of it, and there's the central part of it. So here you can see there's the tower. You can still see where the tower was. You got scissors, crossovers, all sorts of fun stuff. There's the D&H bit. I believe that there is a New York Central branch that you can see clear that crossed there on diamonds. That is no longer there. But if I were to go to the overhead, oh, I got to go all the way up to Schenectady. If I go up to the overhead, so this is look. There's downtown Schenectady. There's the old CP160. Now today it's only on number, I don't know, whatever what it used to be the siding track. It only has one connection for the Adirondack line, and then they built a new. I haven't labeled it on here. I really should. A new CP161, where the two tracks come together right there. And of course, it's all Rule 562 in there. It looks like it's still a low-level platform, which again I find rather odd that they would have built a low-level one on tracks Amtrak effectively controls. This is where the old tower used to be, right in there. Today, that's part of CP159. Although again, CP159 is expanded limits. They put a full crossover in, so that's the old CP159. What the heck? Huh. That's strange. Okay. All right, next one. This is just the 6W. It looks like this would have been knocked over at some point because it's on like a pretty new base. Granted, again, these are not that really mattered. These would be out about another, within the decade, these would be removed. There we go. And a side view. Yeah, that's a brand new base. I do not know what the deal with that is. Entirely possible that it was knocked over in some way. When I went to Canada, when I came back from Chicago, I had a picture of this signal in the snow, all dug out, but I don't think I could see the base. I don't need this one. There we go. I can even check my 2003 Chicago trip. It'll be one of the last photos I took. Because it was a giant snowstorm. There it is. Yeah, you can't see what's up with it at all. And here we have the 3B switch. Just this graffiti on this angle. And I guess the normal position for it is to line trains down the D&H connector. It's interesting how many little connections are all over the place. The North American network just to allow Amtrak trains. And this is a 5F, not a 5H. Let's see if there's a number on it, just to confirm. Nah, I don't see one. But I know that it's the 3B. Despite being in a snowy region, this uses electric point heat. Here we have CP160 itself, and the what I believe is the 2W mast signal. Everything is, of course, also approach lit. Brighten that up. There we go. Looking good. Typical New York Central small target, Michigan Central style stuff. Again, they really, I definitely, it's interesting how the Conrail, sort of interesting that they mass adopted small target searchlights before shifting to color light. Around 1990. Well, hey, we're done with all that. Oops. See if anyone has any questions. Yep. Let me check to make sure what What that if those are the GP35Rs. Yeah, that's right. It's like 102 to whatever. They were rebuilt recently, which is cool. Have a nice little shot. Unfortunately, even though my friend lived here for a while, this was still not in my take pictures of everything period. Um, so I have these photos. They're great, but I definitely could have taken more. I have no clue what I'm even doing for. Huh. Oh, interesting. There's the 6E right there, all the way back there. I've already done this photo, but I'm just in my original one, I mentioned that it has that westbound cantilever in it. I can guess I can add that in there. All right. I'm just checking some of the older names. Yeah, when you don't know them, uh, it's not super helpful. So just let me figure out how to get this done up. Nice picture here of the 2W mast. Right here at the end of it. Very convenient placement for photos. I have to give them that. Schenectady, though, has unfortunately had, even to this day, has had issues with, I mean, not issues, but like, they're kind of, when the city was more seedy, they were very sort of worried on track access. So that's been an issue. Oh, these trees. So let's see what my diagram says. One of them is the 303R, and the thing is, I just don't know if the other two would probably be the same lever. When you see high left-right signal numbers, that means it's on an old CTC panel. And you wouldn't have two CTC toggle or unit levers for this sort of end of interlocking thing, but you might, because there's that second track that's no longer there, but it would count. That's a good question of what that would be. Oh, God. Is that spring switch interlocking? SS interlocking. What the frick is that? South Connect. Oh, that would be the old DNH name. SS probably for Schenectady or Schenectady Station. Yeah, see the DNH. Now it's CPF 585 because of the Guilford. But under D&H control, they use 2-digit telegraph codes, and SS would be Schenectady Station. So the question becomes, yeah, you can see where that second signal used to be until they basically nuked it. Well, hold on. Yeah, I guess that would have been 2 tracks, and they reduced it to 1. But was that before or after the CTC era? Probably after. I'll just go with 303, like A and B. Or just leave it vague. It could be vague. Hold on. I gotta now figure out what I do for D&H searchlights. Okay. So it's CPF 485. And I guess this would just be northbound signals plus track Hudson line 6E rear far. Yeah, and of course it's going to be super large. All right, hold on. Undo the resize. Scooch that in. There we go. Got it. All right, next one. Ah, cool. An even better. So it's definitely going to be the 303L mast. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put this as the 303L signals, because I'm sure that's what they both are. Wow, a lot of either sumac or trees of heaven in there. It's nice to have sort of that back-to-back interlocking thing, although I might want to show the other track. Nah, I don't have to. There it goes. Oh, I don't need that. And I don't need that. There we go. Okay. There we go. And sort of a below view of the 160. This is ironically I have it here, but this is consistently the photo angle I forget to take the most when I'm out doing signal photos. But in this case, it's one of the ones that I got. And here we have the bridge, the 3A switch, and the bridge over whatever that main drag in Schenectady is. It'd be like Albany Street, Erie Boulevard. Yeah, of course it's gonna be named after something New Yorky. Maybe I don't need to adjust the level on this, or just a very small amount. In this picture, you only had one track going through the 4-track bridge, which was a little sad. But in a few years, that would be remedied somewhat. And here we have the Schenectady. I love those little Schenectady, New York station signs there. Very backlit, of course. So this one, I definitely want to highlight the station more than the interlocking. Man, I don't like spelling Schenectady. All right, hold on. Oh, and I gotta mention this is backlit. The 6W switch again, just a rear angle. And so here's my question: what track is this? Track 2. So I think it's technically a controlled siding, but in this case it's track 2. You can also see the old where the other platform used to be for the D&H. So there used to be 2 platforms here, and they just cut it down. Be nice if they ever, be nice if they found a way to, the Nyland platform is probably more than enough capacity for now. They have to really have, or get something going on the D&H. And then here we have the Schenectady platform at location 4, looking eastbound. Very old Amtrak-y fonts and those location things. This was a you can see the Amtrak down there. I'll zoom in so you can see it. Right down there, there's a legit Amtrak right there. That was demolished in favor of the new station, which actually replicates the look of the old Schenectady station. In fact, I'm sure that if I go to this guy, oh, that's Boston, that's New York City. Oh, I don't need to be in Boston. Why am I in Boston? Albany, Schenectady. I'm sure that if I zoom, so there's the new station that looks just like the old New York Central one. Maybe I'll do it on Liberty Street here. So yeah, that looks just like the old station that was knocked down. But if I go back to like 2016, 15, shoot, it's all like, there it is. There's your legit Amtrak right there. So 2017, they're already in the process of demolishing it. They'd moved to a new temporary terminal. You can see it sort of right down there. This is after they'd re-signaled it, but there's the Amtrak. Let me see if I can go back in time on this. I said other dates. Oh, I guess this is the only other date. Anyway, pretty cool. Here are folks waiting for an Empire service train to take them west to various things. Very backlit, and this camera is not handling it very well. Okay. And here we are looking out what used to be, again, I don't know how wide the old platform was. There was probably a track over there, one through here, at least two on the D&H. Maybe that diagram would show us what was going on there. Yeah, it's hard to tell. They don't really put the platforms on this. Platform, it's the east end, looking westbound. What bridge is that? That's State Street. Nice. Oh, hey, we're done that set. All right, let's see what else. Oh, we got a train showing up. That's important. Let's see if we have any questions. No, no questions. Yeah, you can definitely see the difference. I believe this little yard switch was replaced by an interlocked switch. So that is a connection to the or like a CSX thing. So that track. Oh, okay, there it is. It goes there. So that's how if GE ever needs to ship anything out of its turbine hall, this is where they do turbine assembly. This is where it comes out of. So GE has a lot of big cars for transformers and turbines and all sorts of stuff. GE is also, you can tell they're pretty clever because they literally can ship out on either the DNH or what today is CSX. So they can get more competitive rates by playing one against the other. Today, that thing, there's a sign right in here, right at this little road crossing, where the CSX maintenance ends, right there. This track used to, clearly it used to come out here, but when they redid the signaling, or they re-interlocked it, they made it a power crossover. And here we have a really nice non-backlit view of the station, looking westbound. Beautiful photo there. No, it's just pretty basic, but still nice. Shows you how much of a difference the lighting would make when you don't have a high HDR camera. I believe that's an old platform, but we can still see down the old CP159. I did get some photos back in the Searchlight era there, and then newer photos more recently. Those photos. They might have. I think that they have appeared, but I'm not 100% sure. Going back to my diagram, that's going to be the 6E signal again. And then here we have the DNH line and the hand opera. I should probably get like some stupid ass mileposts here. So that's 159.6. This is so 160 is 1.59. So this would be more like 159.8. 159.8. That's a fair compromise. Cool. Next. So here's where the train is about to show up. So here we have the track 1 platform in addition to the mast displaying a clear. Again, the signals are approach lit. So this is the CP160, westbound, searchlight, mast, clear, plus Schenectady Station, track 1 platform. And we're zooming all in. Normally the station would have the bigger, more important thing here, but capturing that signal at clear really needs to be noted, taken note of. All right. Amtrak P32, is it AC-DM? Yeah, AC-DM coming into the station here. They only have 17 of these. That's why the new Siemens ones are actually going to be pretty useful in this round. So Amtrak generally would try to avoid sending these units off on excursions to Niagara Falls or what's that other place? Toronto or Montreal, leading to a diesel power change at Albany. But sometimes I'm sure they had a plan. They would let them go. This was back before the New York State painted them in the heritage scheme. And the approach lighting applies to both tracks, not just track 1. All right, we got that guy all dealt with. Well, not quite, but good enough. It's crazy how shabby that D&H signaling was. It's all been replaced now, but it was still pretty damn shabby. Here we have number 709 facing off against that, the signal there. So it's 709. There we go. How does it actually look? Oh, it looks pretty good. Here we have the rear truck with the folding third rail shoes. I would assume they're not energized outside of third rail territory. The P-32s really could not do a lot of. The third rail was really only for the last few miles. They could not run at mainline speeds with this, unlike the DM-30s on the Long Island Railroad. But the new Siemens one should be able to run anywhere on electric territory on electric. The P-32s really did not handle that sort of thing well. And here a nice zoom view of the 2W mast. All right. That's looking pretty good. And last one of this set is going to be the 6W lit up dwarf with one insulated rail joint there. Yeah, I was thrilled to be able to get these lit up. All right, looking good. Oh wow, that was quick. Although I might have done one less than normal. So the next file after this is going to be a video of the train departing. It is on the YouTube. It's just sort of noisy and yeah, you can hear it go ding 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 there. So an interesting quirk of my camera. Normally I'd zoom in to catch the signal dropping. But a problem with my camera back then is that when it was taking video, zoom was disabled. You could zoom it to anything you wanted, but you just couldn't change it after you'd picked it. Sort of a interesting thing. It's sort of interesting way that worked. So here are going to be, how many do I have left? 23. Perfect. So 2 more sets here. Oh, we're not even through an hour, so we'll get this done pretty quick. All right. And there's some neat photos in this next bunch. So first off, one interesting thing is the approach lighting carries over to CPF 485, so that cantilever signal lit up too. Although in this case it's a little blurry. Oh, that's better. And here we see this again. I would expect them to both be lit, but I can't quite see the other one. There we go. Perfect. Now you have this nice picture of the 3 switch in combination with the 2W mast. Oops. So, oops, wait. Okay, there we go. What? Jesus. Got some things wrong there. Let me check something real quick here. That's that one. And what's this one? Oh, damn it, it's the same one. Okay, got everything fixed. Let's see. So we have the 2W searchlight mast plus the 3A switch and wide. There we go. Nice. Oh, I didn't check anybody. Did anybody have any questions? Yes. Yeah, I mean, my camera back then, my new version 2. I started in '06. I didn't really start noticing the video feature. My original camera did have a video feature. I just never used it. At 3 megapixel, I'd hate to even think how bad it would be. This one only did 480p itself. So yeah, I'm not sure what I would have with that original one I would have gotten out of. All right, 2W searchlight mast, rear angle. Nice. And here we have another picture of the CP 15060 CPF 485 boundary. There you go. So I'll do this like before mast. Huh. Oh. Wait, hold on. That's the problem. Okay. So interesting enough, I might not even need that picture. I'll see. Yeah, it's fine. I'll take it. But I'm a little over my size limit there, so let me see if I can crop some stuff out. That's good enough. Oh, I even have a good picture of the gantry here. So what's going on with this guy? What's going on with this? I wonder where that feed is. What that feed is doing? Crap! I can't crop it in as much as I'd like to, or I'd lose that signal feed. There we go. That's nice. Glad I got that cantilever photo. Northbound. There we go. I've previously encountered a bunch of D&H stuff in the vicinity of Scranton. And a lot of it's still intact, too. Here we have the Erie Boulevard Bridge. Now, this is actually inside CP160. The signal is on the other side of the bridge. So that makes it easier to label. Oh, boy. All right, that's good. This cool New York City, this original New York Central milepost for milepost 160. So CP160 is not lying. The interlocking relay house might be at 159.9, but the interlocking does include parts of milepost 160. And here we have, so this is interesting. The 2E signal mast is extra tall. Also note the Hudson Line pole line. It is not a open wire type. At some point, Amtrak or Conrail put in a polyethylene wrapped telecom cable. And that was, I think that's even, and that's still in, that might even still be in service in places, but I'm not entirely sure on that. This is a massive switch. I mean, a signal, very tall. I'm glad I again got these. Are the only photos I have. I wish I'd gotten better ones. I was up in that area so frequently that I just feel bad that, like, you know, how was I not there to get the get more stuff around Schenectady. Here's the upper segment. If you're wondering why it has 3 heads, it's for medium approach medium. Trains can cross over to track number 2 in the station, and then cross immediately right back to CP 159 at CP 159 the other side of the station. So that's why this would be able to give a medium approach medium. I don't know, under the current Rule 562 system, I don't know if a train diverging would just get a medium or limited clear, and then cab, you know, be under cabs for the rest of it. Squeeze this in a little bit. That looks good. And then here we are. There's milepost 160. We got the bridge. Got a lot going on in this picture, but it is a little backlit. But I took it anyway, so that's the important part. All right, let's see what we can do here. Oh shoot. All right. No, it's the 2E mast. Oh gosh. Oh, note that we, instead of going back down, we just walked off the end of the platform. I don't know if the new platform has gobbledygook to prevent that or to discourage it. Bet it does. Maybe not. Oh, it has a stupid ass like emergency shelter thing. So the old platform used to go all the way down there. I have to have photos of this. The bridges here are quite interesting. The ones over Union Street. I am going to go dig out a picture from 2023 early. Is it this one? No, it'd be 2024. This is it. Sorry, just getting some... Did I not get on the platform? Come on, I had to have. Here you go. So here's what it looks like now. Big old mass signals, stuff like that. They built a DMZ between CP160 and CPF 485 Here we go. Yeah. So they put a gated evacuation area at the far end of the platform. So the platform appears to have been shrunk by at least a car length. That's where the old station temporary platform used to be. You can see the sort of how you got up there. But yeah, that's unfortunate. All right. Anyway. Plus mile post 160. The Erie Boulevard Bridge. And it's sort of backlit. Yeah. I don't know why I went down that whole rabbit hole there, but I did. And then we have the upper part of the 2E mast. I like these long and thin ones because I can then make it a lot bigger. Like 600 by 2000. So if I go back to my older photos here, these look pretty good. Yeah, this is all blown out. I fixed that. That's a lot better. Again, I made that. That's definitely working better. Up to the limits of the resolution. All right. We're almost down to the last set. And this is nice because, like I said, it'll get rid of when I could have removed the excess photos in the set, but I just didn't need to until this point because I knew I was going to be doing this. Now, of course, these P42s these P32s were still within their lifetime. Well, I guess they bought them in the 90s, so they would have been about halfway through their life expectancy. So again, because if this was just a normal bridge photo, I would mark it as an infrastructure photo. But because this is within the limits of CP160, I'm going to tag it as I'm going to label it as a CP160 photo. Maybe not. I already have one in this direction. I always forget if the Metro North Hudson line is northbound, southbound, or eastbound, westbound. I might want to check that. Oh, it is north-south. All right, I got to adjust that. I'll just do that real quick. Okay, that's all I had to do. Oh, I forgot to check if people have questions. I mean, I stream. I don't stream regularly. That's the problem. These streams are fulfill a very specific purpose for me. Um, I do this at I do this at a different location where I don't have my normal sets of photos. And my normal sets of photos are too boring to do this for. So I do this. I sort of meter it out, but because they're inconsistent, I don't necessarily schedule them well in advance. And I just don't get the live viewership. But people are always free to come by, and I have like 200 hours of like 400 hours of this stuff now. But it's yeah. Yeah, the stuff's irregular. I know it's my bad. Like I could have an issue where I don't know what I'm really doing. I don't necessarily might have something gets in the way. But I can definitely see if I've tried to promote the live streams with some groups and such. Oh shoot! I just realized I didn't send out the photos from last year's midwinter trip to my NRHS group. Um, I could definitely promote it a whole bunch more. Hey, Heritage Baggage Car. This is the Lakeshore. If it wasn't obvious, with 16 and 91 looking good, it's nice to see. It's really cool to see these P42s still looking so nice. They were. These are a little older, but like the last one was delivered in like 2002 or something. So yeah, I definitely could do it more, but also at the same point, I am winding it down to a degree. I don't know how many more things there are going to be, and also I know that I stream whenever I can, and that might not be the days that are good for people to watch. Okay. All right, that one looks nice. So this is some different time of day where I was out at the river parks. My friend lived in what they call the Stockade District, um, historic district, nice old houses. It's sort of traditional. You have a floor in some old building type of apartments. He was paying $660 a month. That was cheaper than I was paying in Baltimore, or was it? Maybe it was right about what I was paying in Baltimore at the time. Um, uh, it was, and the city was not as nice as it is today. In 2008, it was still on the rebound, but the cost of living was just squat tola. Really nice. All right, so I skipped this one. Oh, it's not 191, it's 91. Yeah, now I'm less apt to cut these photos, even if they're slightly blurry or something, or mistimed, just because it's more worth it now than it was. I seem to have cared about it back then. We also have a private car on the back of this train. Pretty sure I looked it up back then. It's a Santa Fe. Oops. Now that's interesting. I did not look up what car it was. Oh, this is really annoying. It looks like Vista Valley. That's close enough that Google will do the rest. There it is. Oh, there's Vista Canyon. That doesn't say. That looks like Valley. Vistavalle. That is absolutely Vista Valley. Oh, Jesus. Cape May Seashore got it. Well, look at that. Wow. That's really nice. Pullman. Oh, Pullman. Huh, I wonder why it hasn't fallen apart due to rust. One double bedroom, 4 drawing room observation lounge car. Round end that was squared off in 1955 for mid-train service. Aside from the bedroom and drawing rooms, large lounge area. Interior is fully appointed classic Art Deco theme of late 40s. Double bedroom and 4 drawing rooms on the lounge area. Wow. I wonder what they run this on. Oh, it's on the Super Chief. I love the like overstuffed chairs. This is so cool. Blah blah blah. Okay, fine. Interesting. Does it have a room? I mean, does it have a number? Oh, here we go. ATSF 2561. I mean, okay. Alright, that's a fake number. So the current thing is PPCX 800-020. Didn't have a number. What? Did it just have a name? Alright, I guess it's just a name. Still really cool. Yeah, that's what I really love about these. I wonder what car that is. Do I have a number on that one? 25073. There we go. All right. 25073 is the Amtrak number. Yeah, weird that I can't get a name on that. Okay. ATSF. What was it? 250.73. Okay, that looks good. Let me double check that number. 250.73. That's right. Cool. All right. Oops. What's going on here? All right. And here we have the Amtrak's or the Mohawk River Bridge. So if milepost 160 is right here, we can then figure out what the milepost on that bridge is. About 160.4. And so if I thinking back, I believe that one of those was late, probably the Lakeshore, and then they had this Empire Service train sort of coming in behind. Uh, hmm. All right. All right. Let's get this a little bit better in frame here. There we go. Just adjusting some names. Okay. There's 715, and then here's the. I don't know what train this would have been though. That's a little bit of the problem. Although it would almost certainly be a midday. Let me see if I can find a Empire Corridor schedule. Okay, here we go. Niagara Falls. Yeah, it would be 280 or 284. It's not 10 a.m. It's got to be 284. I don't know if that train was accurate. I could go find an accurate thing, but I don't think they've changed that number. Oops. Plus train 284 on the Mohawk Bridge, or that's a little bit wider, so there we go. And here we have a nice picture of it. I will mention again that all these photo sets are on my blog. If you want to read about, when I say photo sets, I mean like the photos are uploaded. Um, but the original write-ups are all up on my Rail Adventures blog. Back written when I took the adventures, or okay, maybe within a year after. But you can go and see all of these since we're past since we're past 2026. Oh wow, look at this. This is a nice one. Plus the park. Got that right there. There we go. Look at that. Gorgeous day, if I recall correctly. If you want, maybe I told you I went to the Saratoga. I actually won I won a $48 on a $2 bet. That was pretty nice. Then I retire. I retired as champion and didn't place it. I haven't bet anything since. So there you go. Yeah, I'm not using many of the original file names here because I kept abbreviating Schenectady, which was not necessarily, I can do better than that. Oh, there's the channel. Oh, you know what I can do here? I can check that number of the first Amfleet coach. No, I can't. No. Okay, abort that one. That's not happening. So if you're interested, you can go check out my original stuff on my blog about these. See what I had to say at the time. Um, this it? Yeah, this would be it. So if I go here, then to 2008. So I'm trying to fill in. I started putting this stuff on the blog in like 2026. So I'm slowly having to fill in 2002, 3, 4, and 5. And I fill those in when I don't have a normal thing for the week. But if I would go here and then August, maybe this wasn't. I thought this was August. When the heck was this? What the heck? Oh, sorry. I'm looking at 2006. There it is, Schenectady Station. So yeah, here's my original write up of it, including the videos and all the links still work. Yeah, all these link to a Google archive. So these links shouldn't rot unless something really goes bad. It's interesting how I try not to put too much signal stuff up for the normies. Um, so most of this is up here. Again, as you see me uncover things that's not in what I had on my initial stuff. I also had a lot more links, and I'm sure those links will not work. The text links broke ages ago when I lost my original quote unquote lifetime hosting. I don't know which 700 series, which train this is, or engine, I mean. But here we are at the old Albany Rensselaer station right before they boarded us. So let me just see what I had for it. There we go. CP142, that is the 2E signal displaying clear, plus the 6E, and in the background the 4E. So let me just adjust this guy, sharpen it a bit. There we go. Okay, so we have Amtrak 17XX plus Hudson line CP142 4 6E 2E clear, and then 4E. There we go. Hopefully that fits. Yeah, it does. Cool. All right, we are done for the day. Thank you very much for your patience and attention. I appreciate it. I will be back next week for a 2-nighter. That would be Thursday and Friday night. Wait, no, just Thursday night. So it'll be another 1-nighter next week. I will not be available on Friday. So maybe I'll try to. I could try to promote it. We'll see. Does anybody have any last minute questions here? That's the thing I need to click. So, it's unlikely. I would highly doubt that the Amfleet stuff, because they have so many equipment shortages. I was actually talking to this guy, whatever. They're pretty positive. You know, with the Horizons, they're gonna get like 25 Horizons back, but they are definitely going to be sending Amfleets to various points around the country to expand capacity. So, you know, definitely they're gonna need stuff, like the down, I don't know, is the Downeaster even gonna get narrow set? I don't know, probably not. Yeah, stuff like the Downeaster, stuff like the Valley Flyer, the Springfield shuttles. I have no idea what's going up to Adirondack. Is that going to use an Empire set? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Are the Rutland ones going to have an Empire set? Well, those probably will. So there's a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, next live stream is going to be Thursday the 8th to Friday the 9th. Thursday the 8th, pretty much. Yeah, I'm not going to be. I don't think I'm going to be doing that Friday one. So I'm not going to be here to do that. Beyond that, I don't know. Likely the 23rd. But we'll see if I have time on the 23rd. Time starts getting more constrained now. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I know I don't have the other ones up from Christmas. I'll get those up. I just put a whole bunch of videos up, so I got to get those videos posted up. But I might throw up 3 of them tonight. We'll see. I'm pretty sure they're not planning. I'm sure they're going to try to retire. They're going to retire some, but like I said, the equipment shortage is so extreme that I'm positive that they're gonna send a bunch all over the country to where they need them, especially if they're trying to expand service. The whatchamacallit, the Mardi Gras service. Like, what are they gonna use? They don't have an arrow set for those. Especially with their increased comfort, they're probably gonna start getting sought after for. They're probably gonna get sought after for longer distance stuff. Borealis service. The food service cars might start showing up places. North Carolina. They might replace the Pullmans there. There's all sorts of places where these things might show up. So, okay, have a great night, and I will see you next week.